Have you ever tried squeezing a balloon and noticed it pushing back? Or used a bicycle pump and felt it become harder to push as you press down? Or thought about breathing and wondered why your lungs fill with air when your chest expands? All of these everyday experiences are explained by a simple principle in physics called Boyle's law, which helps us understand how gases behave when they are compressed or allowed to expand. Today we will learn Boyle's law, solve problems using its formula, and see how it applies to real-life situations, so that by the end of the lesson you will be able to solve real-world problems using Boyle's law, not just memorize it. Our goals for today are: state Boyle's law, use the Boyle's law equation to solve word problems, and explain how Boyle's law applies to everyday situations. Boyle's law states that for a fixed amount of gas at constant temperature, the pressure of a gas is inversely proportional to its volume. In equation form, P1 times V1 equals P2 times V2, where P1 is the initial pressure, V1 is the initial volume, P2 is the final pressure, and V2 is the final volume. Take note that when pressure increases, volume decreases, and when pressure decreases, volume increases. Steps to solve Boyle's law problems are: identify the given values, write down the Boyle's law formula, substitute the known values, solve for the unknown, and state the final answer with correct units. Let us try some problems. Problem 1. A gas occupies a volume of 4 liters at a pressure of 100 kilopascals, and if the pressure is increased to 200 kilopascals, what will be the new volume? Solution: the initial volume V1 is 4 liters. Initial pressure P1 is 100 kilopascals, and final pressure P2 is 200 kilopascals. We need to find V2. Using Boyle's law, V2 equals P1 times V1 divided by P2. Substituting the values gives 100 times 4 divided by 200, which equals 2 liters. Problem 2. A gas in a syringe has a volume of 60 milliliters at a pressure of 120 kilopascals, and if the volume is compressed to 30 milliliters, what is the new pressure? Solution: initial volume V1 is 60 milliliters. Initial pressure P1 is 120 kilopascals. Final volume V2 is 30 milliliters. Unknown pressure P2. Using Boyle's law, P2 equals P1 times V1 divided by V2. Substituting the values gives 120 times 60 divided by 30, which equals 240 kilopascals. Problem 3. A gas is compressed until its pressure changes from 150 kilopascals to 300 kilopascals, and after compression, the gas occupies a volume of 2 liters. What was the initial volume? Solution: using Boyle's law, V1 equals P2 times V2 divided by P1. Substituting the values gives 300 times 2 divided by 150, which equals 4 liters. Problem 4. A gas has a volume of 5 liters at an unknown initial pressure, and when compressed to 5 liters, its pressure becomes 200 kilopascals. What was the initial pressure? Solution: using Boyle's law, P1 equals P2 times V2 divided by V1. Substituting the values gives 200 times 2, 5 divided by 5, which equals 100 kilopascals. Try this problem. A diver breathes air from a tank at a volume of 6 liters and a pressure of 300 kilopascals underwater. What will be the volume of the air when the diver reaches the surface, where the pressure is 100 kilopascals? Applications of Boyle's law in daily life include breathing, syringes and pumps, and scuba diving. Breathing works as follows. When you inhale, your chest cavity expands, increasing lung volume and lowering air pressure inside your lungs, so air flows in. When you exhale, lung volume decreases, pressure increases, and air flows out. Syringes and pumps work this way. Pulling the plunger increases volume, decreases pressure, and draws liquid in, while pushing the plunger decreases volume, increases pressure, and forces liquid out. Scuba diving demonstrates Boyle's law because as a diver goes deeper underwater, pressure increases and air volume decreases, and as the diver rises, pressure decreases and air expands, which is why divers must ascend slowly. In summary, Boyle's law explains the pressure-volume relationship of gases. temperature must remain constant, and this law is widely applied in medicine, diving, breathing, and mechanical devices. That is all for today. Thank you for listening and see you next time.